Hello, my name is Gregomon, and welcome to a devlog. Today I'm going to be talking about the journal and camera system that I have set up for the Lament. For those of you who have not heard yet, the Lament is a psychological horror game that I am creating on my own. So I just want to walk through and kind of show like everything that's gone into creating the journal and the photo system. But before I do that, let's go ahead and take a look at what it actually does within the game. So the player can move around, of course, and then you see you have pop-ups for journal entries. So we have multiple journal entries real quick, just so I could kind of show. And then also there's the photos, which there's automatic photos that can be taken, and then the player can walk around and pretty much take photos of anything that they want. And I have the journal system set up to the J button instead of tab, because I have other plans for the tab button later. But you can open the journal at any time, go through the journal entries. I don't know why that's not opening. Oh, because I've been working on a save system. You'll probably see it when I go through everything else. But working on a save system, that's why that's not responding correctly now. But that'll be working before the demo is released. I'm gonna release a block mesh demo. You see, I got a lot going on here. So as far as the journal and everything goes, so this is my main journal layout. I am using a widget switcher to switch between all the different panels here. Some of them aren't going to be available in the demo release, of course. But within the event graph, you see I have some working stuff here for the save. And then I have just the regular events firing. But we have the entries panel, and this is the panel where on this side over here where all the different entries go into, and then you click on them and then they're populated on this side, which they slide in and out. So I have that animated and set up ready to go. And then also I have the close journal button, which pretty much just removes everything from the parent, so that way when you open it back up, it's not like still on the last entry that you clicked on or whatever, because it was creating issues and it was overlapping with the photos, so I had to find a workaround with that. And then down here I'm doing some testing for some new stuff that I'm adding in real soon. And then in here we have the initialized journal entries. This is where the issues coming in with the entries not loading back up. I saved my my working logic down here so I can work with it. Now I don't have to worry about it doing that issue again later. But we'll go over some of the other features that I'm going to be putting into the game later. But see, like if I go out, I can go back in. I know it's not working still. Oh, it's probably because the other part of my logic. Alright, anyway, moving forward. So we have here an area that I'm doing the testing for saving, and then in here more testing for saving, and then of course up here more testing for saving. So that's pretty much the main layout for the journal. But you'll see here that I don't have a whole lot as far as setting up each journal entry. That's where let's see, this comes in. So I have my all my stuff for the journal entries set up inside of a structure, and that is also outlined by data tables. So the data table is pretty much what holds everything for the journal entry. I can add photos to go along with it. There's several different ones. Of course, I'm going to go through and probably change some of those up. But then those structures are also nested within another structure called journal map that holds everything. This will also let me update the map later and everything when I start working on the map. But it holds the photos and photo entries and journal entries. And then we see here for the photo entries, we have different things for those as well. For the photo entries, you'll notice that I have different types of photos. So we have this one here with the little ghost on it. That's to indicate that it's an automatic photo. Like you walk through a trigger and it takes a photo on its own. And then these ones are just manual photos that the player's taken. That way you can keep the important photos separate from the photos that you take yourself. I'm thinking about a way to let the players select which photos they want to be important, so that way they can mark them themselves like that. That's a work in progress. That's no guarantee that I'm going to actually put that into the game. But let's see. Next we have the photo thumbs. This is where the thumbnail for the photo is made and populated and everything. This is all the logic I have for it, and to tell it which photos are important and which ones aren't. Oh wait, that's actually in the automatic photo trigger, which I don't have open here. It's this one here. This one's the one that goes through and says, hey, take an automatic photo and tell it that it's important. And then it'll put that little icon on the top left of the photos that we've seen in here. That's what does that little icon right there. I like the little ghost. He's so cute. Okay, anyway, so this is actually the enlarged photos. The important ones get the description here. I'll show you once more how that works. Whoops, wrong button. So you walk through, and then the important photos get descriptions, whereas the photos you take yourself do not get descriptions. And I may try to build on this a little bit more later, but for right now it's just kind of the bare bones of everything that I'm trying to get done. And then of course I have my buttons. So these are my journal entry button. This one is pretty much just the buttons that you see on the left when you unlock journal entries. So when you unlock an entry, it's just the buttons over here on the left side. So when you walk through and you unlock, whoops, didn't mean to do that. And you unlock journal entries, yeah, I need to disconnect the save logic before I release this little demo. But yeah, those are the buttons. I have them set up dynamically so they could be changed, and they've got animations and sounds and all the fun stuff. And then here we have the journal entries panel. There's nothing in here, as you can see. It's just kind of a placeholder. We also have the update journal entry. This is, or the unlock journal entry. This is what the player walks through that unlocks the journal entry. So that way when I have it set up, I could tell it which journal entry I want it to unlock. I set it here, and then I set a description for the notification text that pops up. So it says, hey, unlock journal entry so and so. So if I were to change that to like 1 and then walk through it again, whoops, I died. Now I were to walk through that again, it would unlock a different journal entry rather than the spectral one that I have it set to. Also, I have a lot of the stuff saved here in the GI Lament. This is my game instance. This is the save path that I have set up for the photos. And we'll go over the photos here in a second. So this is just the save path I have set up. So it saves here and pulls from here when you take a photo. And the photo stuff is all done here. So we have the capture photo, which just pretty much says take a photo, and then that goes into the timer. Oh, and hang on before we get too far into it. So we have the input here that says, hey, capture the photo. And it goes through here. It says, is there a description, is it important, and then goes into the sound and then runs into the timer that I have set up. And this here is the capture itself. So it says, hey, okay, capture the scene and then send it to this path and then export it here. And then for the export path, this is where I use the save path from the game instance. And then I have a little delay here because there's a little issue with Unreal exporting it and importing it right away. I was getting white images for the longest time, and then I added a delay and it worked. Started working fine. So then it tells it, hey, cast it to the game instance, import it again as a texture 2D, and then add it to the journal, which I have right here. This one I'm setting up for save logic as well, so it's a little wonky right now too. And as far as it goes, the photos, I have it set up so that way the player can take photos of like important things that they feel like they see. So if, oh, hang on, that didn't work as planned. So if the player sees something that they feel is important, where the hell am I? Oh, right here. So if the player sees something that they feel is important, they could be like, okay, well, hang on, let's go ahead and whoops, let's go ahead and take a photo of this. Okay, this is a cute little bird on the wall, take a photo of it, and then they can open up the photo and view the bird, of course, with my tiny little screen here. Enlarge that a little bit. It's a little harder to see the photos, but yeah, you can take pictures of things, anything you want, and it stores it, exports it, re-imports it, and then you can go through them later, view them, see what clues you might have picked up along the way. And then I hadn't really planned on going over this one, but as you guys seen, I accidentally hit the spectral vision button. So spectral vision lets you see things that aren't exactly there. So let me run to a spot where there's a spectral event, and then I'll show you guys what I mean. This gotta be quicker. Okay, so I'm arriving at a spectral event now, and this is not gonna be the way the player goes during the demo. I'm gonna have this area blocked off, so don't even worry about going this way. But what spectral vision does is it lets you see things that aren't there. So when you hit it, you can see invisible things, or like hidden doorways, and I don't know, you just gotta experiment with it in certain places, but you don't want to use it too much because it could cause a psychological breakdown. Whoops, we gotta have a hole in the terrain right there. That's for something else. But yeah, and then there's also different events that I'm gonna be adding for photo captures. Like the photos are gonna start capturing things that aren't there. Of course, I don't have that set up just yet, but you'll be able to see things that aren't visible, so to speak, kind of like the spectral vision, but just through the camera. But yeah, that's pretty much a breakdown of my journal and photo system, as well as a little snippet of the spectral system, since I wasn't really planning on talking about that, but I hit the button on accident. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the game. I have no dead set time of when it's going to be released, but I'm aiming for within the next couple months that the at least the block mesh demo here that I have will be ready to go. It won't be polished off or anything, but give you guys an idea of kind of the flow I'm going for in the game. And you guys could, if you want, give me your feedback on what you see here, and if you plan on testing out the game later, let me know in the comments below, and we'll set something up. You guys can check it out and hopefully go from there. I'll take your guys' feedback into account as well, and we'll try to work together to get it set up in a way that works for everybody. Pretty much gets the game where we want it to be. And as you can see, I've got a pretty good layout going here, and I have multiple paths that the player could take. So, and then like I said, the whole church area back here is going to be blocked off. I'm probably just going to move it, actually, that whole area, because my main focus is having the player go to the motel. I'm going to put a tutorial pop-up, or not a tutorial, but a objective pop-up that lets the player know, hey, I got to head to the hotel now. And then I'm also going to do some other stuff that way. If they miss the pop-up, it kind of just draws the eye, I guess you could say. But this is the Lament. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it when it comes out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you want to check it out and give me some feedback on it, I'm down with that too. I'll let you know when that's ready to go. And yeah, hopefully this turns out to be a fun project for everybody, not just me. I know I'm having fun making it. I've been putting a lot of time into it, and I'll be going over some of the other systems real soon as well. There's a lot to it. I'm definitely going for like a Silent Hill kind of feel in certain areas, so that'll be interesting to do a video on at another time. Let me know what you guys think. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. That way you don't miss further updates on this, as well as some of my gaming content as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again, everybody.